Greg,
Yes.
welcome back to Funny Book Forensics.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me back on Funny Book Forensic. Wait a minute. This is our show.
Thank you for clicking your keyboard all throughout the silent period that I was trying to preserve.
Well, you were trying to preserve it, but, I wanted to reserve it for keyboard clicking moments.
I
wanted
see,
you to have all those keyboard
that's
clicks.
helpful. As once again, we are going to have the best introduction podcast ever. We skipped a week, and I apologize because Greg was busy.
Sorry.
Something about a Kickstarter and 24 hours of Star Wars and
we tried to do 24 hours of Star Wars for the Starlight comic book Kickstarter, starlight.com, and we got through a majority of the movies. There was some issues, and then Travis crashed out.
You mean there were some issues, like you got through the first 3 movies and then you went, there are no more?
No. We watched the episodes 1, 2, 3, episode 4.
Why? Wait, you did what?
We watched them.
No. Wait, why? No, why are you watching them in numerical order?
Because
there's the story, and then there's a prequel.
Yes.
And then there's some other thing that's just the same movie as the originals.
There was a meeting amongst the team, and there was a decision that was made to do this, and
you didn't fight well.
It's a democracy.
What are you talking about? There's no democracy. It's a business.
Everyone had a vote, and
why did you give them a vote?
What?
Stop giving people votes. It's your business. It's not a democracy.
Everybody got an opportunity to say their piece, and they wanted to watch the pod race. And then they realized that they didn't like episode 2, and they all left while I got up to go to the bathroom. And when I came back, I was the only one watching the movie with anyone in the video chat. So I had to watch the whole entire episode 2 movie by myself and talk to people. And then when they came back...
is untie this robe, open it up, and say, what's causing all this? All I have to do is untie this robe, open it up, and say, what's causing all this?
Exactly. I found out that that nobody wanted to watch that episode from the team, and then also that at
by the way, that
point,
was no context Ric Flair on Twitter. If you're wanting to follow,
it was great.
All I have to do is untie this robe, open it up, and say, what's causing all this?
Okay, so I'm playing, even though, of course, my phone beeped in the middle of all that because, it's a professional.
Yeah. I thought you were actually legitimately getting a phone call. So I was like, oh, hey, this is his new ringtone.
No, I just wanted to play Ric Flair during your story.
Totally.
Because it makes as much sense as your story.
Well, no, and like I said, the best part is that at some point, Travis's live feed went down. So I was talking about the Kickstarter to people and telling them all about everything that was great and going on about day number 1, the 24 hours, and all the amazing rewards you could get if you backed it on day number 1 for that 2-hour time chunk. And the feed was down. So I legitimately was just talking to myself in my living room.
Well, I backed it right away and got an amazing deal, which I felt like was a mistake.
You probably did. You probably backed it at an amazing, you got an amazing deal, which was a mistake.
Okay. Well, I won't tell everybody what that mistake was.
Oh, it was a giant mistake. Good job. You lucked out. You found the secret hack.
I got an amazing deal on Starlight number 3.
A lot of people got that amazing deal. And boy, oh boy, there's someone that's running our Kickstarter that is kicking themselves.
There's a Yeah. So they'll no longer be running the Kickstarter. Is that what you're saying?
Oh no, that's there. This is no. It's just it was one of those things that it could happen to anybody. It's not. It's just it could happen to anybody. Could have happened to me. Could have happened to Brett. Could have happened to David. Could have happened to Travis.
To David. Oh, I see. So clearly,
I said it could have happened to anybody, and it could have happened to what?
Assuming I don't know who did this,
yes.
and because I don't. I have like, is there some like Schoolhouse Rock numbers episodes, or I know what it is. They could get a lot of the count from Sesame Street.
They could if they hung out with the count, they could learn.
It would
numbers.
Help. It would help. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought I was just getting some special, like I got on there like in the first 5 minutes deal, but apparently not.
Yeah. No. Just imagine, calculate that over a 24-hour period. Everybody that backed that.
I've already done that for you actually, and I don't want to report back to you.
You're crying, aren't you?
I just kind of ran an analysis compared to Kickstarter number 2 and Kickstarter number 3. And, but you know what? Nobody cares about this.
Yeah, nobody cares about this. No, because except they are here for Wonder Woman issue number 5.
All right. But we just want to share some of our lives, what's going on.
Yes.
So, yeah. Well, I'm glad you're back and I get to speak to you again, even though the Kickstarter is not wholly funded yet.
It is so close.
I'm still allowed to talk to Greg now, which I wasn't for like 2 weeks.
Oh, not 2 weeks.
Or even yesterday.
We're in the first week. We are literally...
Or even yesterday.
Dan, so we are like $475 shy.
77.
Oh, 77.
Yeah. Not that I need to be exact or anything.
Is it really $77?
No, $477.
Oh, okay, $477. Yeah.
You have 152 backers.
Yes,
there are 22 days left.
Yes.
And you are extremely close to being funded again. So if you are our one listener and you haven't, and you want here, actually, I have the pitch. If you are one listener and you want Greg to stop clicking his keyboard throughout the podcast because it's audibly making noise every time he clicks the keyboard,
you can hear that?
I can hear it every single time. Yes, I can hear it. Click, click, click.
Yeah.
If you want Greg to stop clicking his keyboard during the podcast, then you need to back Starlight issues 1 through 3, but it's really Starlight number 3 on Kickstarter.
But you can get numbers 1 and 2 with the add-on button.
If you haven't gotten them yet.
If you haven't gotten them yet.
You could just choose one of the fine options that allows you to buy all 3.
Yes, you can. It's a great option.
It is a great option, though you can't have the cool bonus ones that I got by backing the original Kickstarters.
Oh, I thought you were going to say by backing that super special deal.
No, I am not terrible human. I went ahead and bought an add-on when I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not horrible. You're only going to lose like $8 on me, not... Wait, never mind.
No, we caught it. I think we caught it before episode 1 finished.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean... So you know why? You know why this happened?
There was a nice person not named you that messaged us directly and said,
"Wow,
hey, I think you guys have a boo boo on your Kickstarter page."
Well, I was at work, Greg.
They were at work too, Dan. I'm just joking.
How do you know? All
they
right.
told me.
Well, obviously we've had some challenges in our lives, but hopefully you all are doing okay. And
yes.
Kickstarter pod is done, and now we're moving back to Funny Book Forensics. And quit clicking your keyboard for
I had to
crying
click
out loud.
to get to Wonder Woman.
Oh my gosh! I need to get you a non-clicky click keyboard.
I can't help it.
You're the one that tells me about professional audio.
Yes.
And here we go. Click, 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 click,
hey,
click, click.
You know. Sometimes it sounds nice. It's like rain on a tin roof.
Yeah, it sounds nice when I'm typing and everybody else in the house hates it. But anyway, yeah. So we are at Wonder Woman number 5, cover date June 1987.
Oh yeah.
And George Perez is insane.
Oh, very.
George Perez drew like 5,000 snakes on this cover.
So many snakes.
It looks like there are just strands of green, right? When you first look at the cover, and you're like, why is Wonder Woman being attacked by weeds? But then you immediately notice this giant snake coming at her face, right?
Yeah.
And that's wrapping around her. And then when you look further, every single one of those green like things has a snake head on it with eyes and a tongue. So he went through and drew every single thing in fine detail. Like, yeah, but it's insane. I mean, how long did it take him to do this?
I don't know. That's yeah, no, thinking about that, the time and effort to draw all of those lines to make all of those snakes, so many snakes, too many snakes.
And the fine details on that. It's just it's George Perez.
And then whoever went through and colored them to find out which ones had to be the different colors and varying shades.
Oh, the colorist. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it is.
It's a lot. Too many damn snakes.
Yeah, on this mother effing cover.
That's right.
But we are, well, anyway, Wonder Woman Diana doesn't look super happy. No. I guess she is Wonder Woman now.
She's Wonder Woman and she is not happy. She's engulfed in snakes. This is like, she's like Indiana Jones.
I would not be happy with this.
On a train full of snakes.
I'm not a snake fan.
Too many. Not cool. Nope. Get them away.
When I was 4 years old.
Yeah.
My mother, in her infinite wisdom, took me to Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Uh-huh.
And then to Tahlequah, Oklahoma, where my grandparents lived. My sister had just been born. And my grandfather took me into the woods.
Yeah.
In Tulsa, Oklahoma, or in Tahlequah, Oklahoma, and in this field, and we saw a rattlesnake, and I turned around and ran back toward the house. Like, the snake was kind of far away from us, and my grandpa was like, "Where are you going?" And I still remember this vividly, and I said, "There's a snake. I'm going home."
I'm going home.
And so that is my 4-year-old mind with snakes. I just don't see any reason to mess with them. And these snakes remind me of like those water moccasins that would like drop out of trees in the South.
Oh, yeah.
Into your canoe. And I'm not impressed with these snakes. Like, no. I'm impressed with the drawing, but I am not a big fan of snakes.
Me neither. Don't like them. Not a fan.
I don't like things that can bite me and poison me.
What if they're not trying to poison you, Dan? They just want to.
I don't care. I don't care.
They just want to give you a hug, a snaky hug.
Great. A snaky hug. That sounds great. Let's load up on snakes.
Snakes.
Let's give you a snaky hug where we murder you by squishing you to death. That sounds fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know, just a big old boa constrictor hug.
Well, we are on to the first page, and the gods are back.
Oh, they are back. The gods are back.
They seem more chill, but they also seem stressed. So I'm not sure.
Their faces are not hiding the stress.
These are not the gods at all.
Oh, they are not. What?
This is Paradise Island.
Paradise Island. Oh, we were wrong.
Yeah. And there's Hippolyta / Hippolyte down there in the corner. And they're trying to speak to the gods. That's what's up.
Yes.
Just looks very godlike.
Just drop something.
Did you drop your keyboard on the ground now?
I said,
I'm not going to click it. I'm going to drop it.
Dan hates the sound of the clicking, so I'm just going to drop the keyboard on the ground.
I am just drilled in on the clicking today for whatever reason. But hey, we're off, and now we're actually, into the story, and clearly the story is keeping our interest because we're talking about keyboards and stuff. But now we get to the gods. Okay. It was the next page, and
this page is epic.
Apollo's trying to get his brother, Hermes trying to get, no, that's not even Hermes. I don't know who that is. Somebody's trying to get Apollo to wake up. And anyway, I guess that's his twin brother. And since I know all about gods, I have no idea.
Yeah, me neither. I got nothing. I'm looking.
That's Artemis. Oh, that's Artemis.
It's not Artemis.
It's not Artemis. Well, anyway. Okay.
Maybe it is Artemis.
Well, the gods are leaving. So
yeah, they're leaving.
Okay. But they're getting ready to leave.
Like,
summary.
I'm blown away because this is all hand drawn, and you look at the texture on that panel, on that giant page, on all of that splash, and all that stippling, everything, all by hand. That's
the swatch work. Yeah, the background looks like plaid.
Yeah, so good,
and it looks like it's like woven.
Yeah, and it makes that boat it just makes it pop right out. It's got a great 3D effect. I'm like, man, this looks so good.
Well, anyway, we are moving forward. They're getting ready to leave, but they think Diana can maybe still save them. A couple of them have faith. Is that a good summary of that page?
Yeah, that's a good summary. They have faith. They believe that she's going to be able to take care of business. She's their salvation.
And now we flip the page and we're back to it's a man's world. Yeah, I'm not going to try to sing. But it won't be nothing. Okay.
Bad things are happening everywhere. The world is a mess.
The Soviets have pulled out of the summit because it's always the Soviets' fault.
Yep. Always.
Yep. That Nikolai Volkov.
Bad dude.
Always teaming up with the Iron Sheik.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Yep.
Oh my gosh. Okay. No joke. I saw Sergeant Slaughter this weekend.
Where?
At the Puyallup Fairgrounds.
Really?
Yes.
Why were you at the Puyallup Fairgrounds?
We had to go pick up some toys. There was a toy show. There was a vendor there. We went at the end, and Sergeant Slaughter was doing things like photos and stuff like that with people.
Wait, there was a toy show?
It wasn't really a toy. It was like, it's hard to explain. It was a toy show, but it was like limited capacity, very minimal people, small amounts. Like there was like 20 something vendors. Everything was like spaced out in not in the main hall, but one of the like large buildings. And then there was Sergeant Slaughter and Greg Sipes.
Okay.
Beast Boy and Michelangelo.
Yeah.
So
okay. Interesting.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. Like it was like it's kind of weird because it was like, well, it's cool, but it's also like, this is not what I would want to be doing at any, I'm just like, I'm here to pick up like a box of stuff and get out.
Yeah.
So it was a quick, like, take my money. Thank you very much. I'm here to get this stuff because you drove all the way over from the other side of the state and I need to go. Oh, Sergeant Slaughter.
Well, Sergeant Slaughter clearly was not doing his job in 1987 because there's war everywhere.
Oh, war
or
everywhere?
Maybe he was doing his job.
Well, he needed to get people in the Cobra Clutch because that's more appropriate and not so...
Than shooting them?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he totally was part of G.I. Joe and had the little pew 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 red and yellow
lasers
guns.
And they just like shot you and then you like slept for a little while and woke back
those
up.
Weren't
and then
lasers, Greg.
Huh?
Greg, those weren't lasers.
Sure they were.
Greg, those weren't lasers.
They was like laser tag, Dan.
Okay.
You just like they slept for a little while and then they woke back up.
Oh, okay.
What?
Well, turning the page.
They dead for a long time?
Turning the page, we have the crew's back together here. And we've got... Oh, hey, Edda's fine. Wait. Last time we saw Edda, she was on the ground.
Yeah, she looked like she was dead. I thought she was Dedda, not Edda.
I feel like we skipped some scenes. Now everybody's inside and they're all chatting with each other.
Everything's fine.
Okay.
A lot can happen in 5 minutes, Dan.
And our new Greek friend here is explaining to Professor Capitelis that he startled Edda and she fell down. Nicholas, right?
Mhm.
Have we settled on Nicholas? Okay.
Yes.
And, everybody's getting together. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 panels on this page. And there is like one book's worth of text.
It's a lot.
But what we get on this page is we learn that the talisman is important. And they read about something from General Tolliver's office called the Ares Project.
Oh, that sounds not good. Anytime you bring up his name, it's like saying Candyman 3 times.
Yeah,
oh God,
because you flip the page and you get. I love this effect where you letter something and then do the art in the letters.
Whoa.
And now we're back to Phobos.
Yeah.
And it looks like Phobos is watching while his brother, the guy with all the snakes all over him, which would make sense. Yeah. Is that what we're calling him? Snakebos?
No.
I believe it's Demos. But Demos Snakebos, has snakes all over him. And it's looking, but he said that the moment when our fierce father's master plan will finally bear fruit. And now we see all these folks going to war. And so a bunch of people are being manipulated. All right. And this is fun. So, and Phobos, though, he's looking a little jealous of Demos down in the corner.
He's all like, for you, perhaps, brother Demos, but Phobos now feels a lumbering failure in his war godfather's eyes, and I intend to do something.
Oh, bother.
That. Oh, poop.
Bother.
Yeah, he just looks so sad.
He does look so sad. And so we're back to the wall of text again on the next page.
Dang, and so much, but it has to tell that story.
Diana and Professor Capitellis are, they're working out everything. So they're deciphering the talisman. And, she gets some rest. It goes to sleep. And Diana's trying to figure out who else can help her because apparently she doesn't sleep.
Nope. She doesn't need it. She's like perpetual coffee. Perpetual
coffee. Just like a coffee stream.
Yeah.
And Wonder Woman's going around thinking about everybody, about Etta. She would have been, for her comments on page 9, she would have been canceled on Twitter about Etta. And then we get to Nicholas and find out about him a little bit. She's kind of telling the story of these characters by walking through them.
Mm-hmm.
She talks about Steve Trevor, and now she starts looking at this diagram, and suddenly she figures it out. And I love how Perez can track these expressions and then make every expression important.
Oh, yeah.
And good on the colorist, too, because when she, has that look, it's like the panels in the background go to, a base red alert kind of state.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it just looks solid, the whole thing. And I love how everybody's faces are telling a different moment of what.
Yep, and now we get page 10, and we get something going on, and the general is being accompanied, and one of the generals has taken over a base.
Oh, dirty dog.
And the good news is now we have switched from Wonder Woman to the Doctor Strangelove comic adaptation.
Very much. Very true. Gonna ride a rocket.
Because we got one person taking over a base. Yep. Yeah. And ready to get those nuclear codes going. I do feel like they're just lifting the plot of Doctor Strangelove just a little bit on the Ares background story.
I mean,
all
why
jokes
not?
aside.
If it worked, it worked.
I don't know that it worked.
Okay.
But I liked it.
I guess that's a catch-22.
Yep.
See what
we'll meet again. Don't know how. Anyway, anyway, we're moving on and running over each other's jokes. And it's now she's discovered that she has to put the amulet in a mirror. And this is just interesting. Now we get everybody's ready to go fight. Just everybody. Okay.
Yeah. Everybody's ready.
And so now we get the next page, and Wonder Woman's holding the amulet in the mirror. She touches it to the mirror, and then we get a bunch of Kirby crackle with everybody in the middle, and everybody's transported to Demos's lair.
Oh, man. I do have to say, I like how Nicholas, like, just he shows up ready to rock. Like he's got a go bag full of guns like Rambo.
Nicholas is not messing around.
No,
Like
he's not.
That's factual. Like Steve Trevor's in his tactical turtleneck, which is white.
Yeah.
So it's not tactical, I guess. It's not the Archer turtleneck, but I'm assuming it's his tactical turtleneck.
Yeah. Nicholas looks like Sergeant Rock.
Yeah, in blue. If Sergeant Rock wore blue.
Yeah, well, he's Air Force, so
Well, and it's you just wonder, like, if it sometimes too. I feel like George Perez is just having fun, right? Because like, okay, well, and now I want to do some Kirby crackle. Now I want to do some war comics.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to feel like I can draw everybody. And so, and of course, who created Sergeant Rock?
Who?
Do you know?
No, who, Dan?
Oh, I was wrong. Okay. It was Joe Kubert. So even better. So now he's doing Joe Kubert and Jack Kirby on the same page, which
nice. Yeah,
nice.
I gotta say, this next page, this again, like album cover after album cover in this book series. Like this looks like a Dio album cover.
Yeah,
just looks so badass.
There's Kirby crackle everywhere. Demos is hanging in the sky.
Yeah,
and then we get the next page, and now the snake fight starts.
Oh, snake fight is on,
and. Oh, permit me to introduce myself, Professor. I'm Demos, son of Ares, master of duplicity, and sovereign of the serpents. And the serpents go after Wonder Woman. She says, "Great Hera." Capitalis takes down the amulet, and Steve Trevor shoots a snake head. So that's our page.
Yeah.
But again, the art is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Now everybody's fighting. So, this is kind of... It feels interesting, too, because you get to page 16 and it's like everybody's fighting. And now, all of a sudden, they're fighting and it almost looks like they're out of time, but everybody's firing a weapon, including at I don't know what they're shooting at.
Everything.
Maybe the snakes.
Everything.
Yeah, they're just shooting at everything. Maybe the snakes. And Phobos is getting jealous here. And then Demos now hexes them. So not only does Demos have all these snakes, kind of like Medusa, right?
Mm-hmm.
But his power isn't to turn people into stone; it's to give them fear. So apparently, Edakanda, and sometimes I have issues with scenes like this because I feel like we could have set this up a little bit better. Like, I don't know why these folks are afraid of these certain things. And granted, we're in issue 5, so I don't know that we have the backstory, but. In good writing, I think it would have been nice in the first 4 issues to give us a hint somewhere. And maybe they did. Maybe if we went back, we'd find that. But I wish they would have given us a hint that these were these folks' deepest fears.
Okay.
Or drew back to something, right? So, for example, Etta has is clearly, some reason she's afraid of being buried alive. I have no idea. I feel like it would have been cooler if that was like Julia Capitalis, because then it could have harkened back to the scene where all the houses were being destroyed, right?
Oh yeah,
by decay, right?
And
so just a couple of days ago, Dr. Capitalis almost has her entire world crumble on her. She's afraid of being buried alive right now, which would make total sense, right?
What you don't know is when Etta Candy was a child, she was buried alive as a prank.
Sounds pretty terrible.
It is.
And I think that it's fun art, so I'll forgive it. But Steve Trevor's afraid of spiders, as should everyone be. Julia is afraid of drowning, apparently, but Nicholas is afraid of cats.
Oh man, and this looks like Five Goes West.
It kind of does look like Five Goes West. I was just kind of thinking he was afraid of the musical. And if we were alluding to that in the 80s, that's hilarious.
That is funny, too, because, I mean, it's very relevant and timely because people are still afraid of cats. The musical.
Don't make me watch Cats. No!
And it's funny that you bring it up today while we're recording because it is the anniversary of the stage appearance on Broadway of Cats. Today.
Thank you so much, world, for giving us that beautiful piece of art right there, Cats.
Yes.
Hey, did you know the cats are different?
Each one?
And that's why they hate each other.
I didn't know that.
It's so insightful.
It is. I just like the music.
Well,
it was a joke because if you listen to the music, you would know the story. Or you would know the insightfulness. I just like it for the music. I don't like it for the story.
I like Red Dwarf
for the music. Yeah, the music's great in that.
No, the Red Dwarf. I like the cat in Red Dwarf.
Oh, just for the cat. Yeah.
Well,
not
the rest just of for the cat.
The rest of it's so.
What?
I'm just joking. Sneg.
Oh my. Okay. Well, anyway. All right. So in Athena's name, enough to this insanity. Wonder Woman starts going off. She goes and kills the cat. Apparently,
punch. Wrecking shop with snakes.
They take out the spider. They get Julia out of the water and they start to unbury. They go to grab Etta. And all of a sudden, Phobos is back, and he's going to take care of things.
Oh, man. Troublemaker.
And Nicholas starts shooting at Phobos because if you're in the military, that's what you do.
Yeah, makes sense.
You shoot things. And then we get, which is not okay, like Wonder Woman is attacked by like every snake in Demos's beard.
Oh, man. All the snakes.
That's like terrifying. I'm not a big fan of this like snaky snake stuff.
Snake beard.
But then in the most awesome turn in events on page 19, Wonder Woman manages to grab her tiara. And she throws it at Demos. It cuts all of the snakes and it takes his head clean off like a razor. Whoa. It even says the razor edge tiara strikes swiftly and cleanly. Now, how does she wear a razor edge tiara on her head? And how is that practical?
She wears it very carefully, Dan. Very carefully.
I mean, I don't mean to be identifying holes in the story, but this is funny book forensics.
She is an Amazon. She is skilled in a lot of different things that we as humans from the man's world don't understand. And wearing a razor sharp tiara might be one of those things. She has healing, regeneration powers.
She has razor sharp tiara skills.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, that's guess all we needed. Like, I guess Superman could wear a razor sharp tiara.
Yeah.
Unless he was under a red sun.
True.
And we'd be finding all out about what happens to Superboy under a red sun this week if somebody had showed up to do the podcast.
That's not me or you. Someone else undisclosed.
Well, we'll work on that maybe for next week. But
yes.
It's,
keep messaging me saying, did you guys start yet?
Oh, wow.
I'm just joking.
Anyway.
They didn't message.
Well, we'll catch up with said person soon. So, and I shouldn't throw too much shade because it's like our only listener. So
I know it was going to be a special moment where we bring our one listener on for a podcast moment. And then life gets crazy sometimes. I mean, life got crazy last week with Kickstarter and other life stuff.
Was it like this though? Was it going to be like this since this is the 80s? Was it going to be like this?
With a snake beard chasing me,
No,
and I had to.
no.
Oh.
I was going to be like, it was going to be like this. On this week's very special episode of Family Ties.
No, it wasn't. Not at all.
It was going to be one of the.
It was more like an episode of Valerie. Episodes. It was more like an episode of Valerie season 1, where all of a sudden Valerie dies, and then it changes to the Hogan family and
Sandy Duncan.
What?
And it changes to Sandy Duncan.
Yeah, and then we get Sandy Duncan, and then all the memories of Valerie disappear because somebody left a light on in the attic, and it set a fire.
That was a lot weird. I'd forgotten about that until now, and that was lot weird. Yeah. Yeah, we'll just keep going. It's kind of like, well, we did that recently, though, in pop culture. It's like Roseanne goes on a Twitter fest, so we'll just delete her from the cast of her own show.
I'm just joking.
Yeah, I was about to say you knew about that, too. They did the same thing, right?
Yeah,
it went from Roseanne to the Connors.
She got Valerie.
Yeah, she got Valerie. There you go.
Like, it happens. Sometimes people, they do things in their own show. They do things and they disappear. And then you got to bring in that lovable aunt character and make them a little more prominent. And that's exactly what happened on both shows.
Well, the good news is the good news in this comic is Demos' head goes flying into a bunch of Kirby Crackle.
Oh, man.
Which means it's going to be gone. And now we've got both halves of the spinning thing, of the round thing.
Yeah.
Of the amulet. I can say that. Harmonia's amulet. And Phobos is still hanging out in the background. And he's like, I must flee while I can. So much for all that big talk.
Yeah, he's like, oh, crap.
And we've got Steve Trevor consoling Etta down in the corner, which I find interesting from a character development standpoint.
Yeah.
We've got Nicholas and everything, and Wonder Woman sneaking down in the corner. I'm blessed to stand beside warriors such as these. So establishing her not just presence as a person of peace, but also as a warrior that can murder snakeheads.
Yeah.
That's cool. And they put...
Tough.
She is. Well, they put the amulets together, and then they end up in front of a whole bunch of soldiers.
Oh, man. It went from bad to something bad.
Yeah. And the soldiers like, hey, we're going to put all these folks up against a wall because they're traitors, and we're going to shoot them.
Oh, no.
This is fantastic.
It's not good.
It's not so good. Well, then we flip a page, and not only that, but the good general is now firing off all the nuclear weapons.
Oh, why?
As he's not from Easy Company.
Oh, man.
And now Wonder Woman is covered in snake bites, which I am not a fan of, by the way.
No, she's been bit up pretty good.
And now here's Ares.
Ooh, bad dude. Bad dude.
Yeah. You know it's a bad guy because he has Kirby Crackle in his eyes.
Oh, yeah. In his eyes. You can't even see.
That is outstanding.
What? Yeah.
Yeah. And that takes us to the end of the issue. We will go on to issue 6 next time with the Ares onslaught. So tear this one down for me. I feel like we had a lot of action in this issue. We moved through the story, so it's almost like she's going through. She beat Phobos, right? So Ares was had a wrestling stable with his sons.
Yeah.
She defeated Phobos, right? And Decay.
Yep.
Or did Phobos ever really get defeated? I guess Phobos kind of had Decay fight for him, right?
He sends in Decay. Decay doesn't take the title, doesn't win the match.
Right.
And
where Ares has the title. Remember?
Ares has the title.
Yeah, but they're trying to take out the challenger before they get to Ares, right?
Yeah.
It's classic pro wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Right here.
And
Decay does not get it done, and Phobos was like her kind of manager.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He was like her classy Freddie Blassie.
Yeah. And that's when his brother was like, "No, get out of the ring. You're not so good." But we all thought, "Oh, he kicked him out into the hellhole. He's dead." Yep. But it's just out of the ring.
Yep. And then after that, Demos steps in that number one contender match. And of course we know Demos is going to lose because when you have a babyface and a heel in number one contender match, the heel always loses if the champion is a heel. Otherwise, you'd have a heel versus heel. We wouldn't want to have Demos versus Aries. That kind of defeats the purpose.
True.
And so Demos gets taken out and pretty violently taken out. I mean, this is a pretty good takeout. I think he's going to be out of wrestling for a while.
Oh yeah, no, this is definitely like this was foreign object brought into the match. Yeah. I mean, they both had foreign objects if you think about it. I mean, he had nothing but snakes, and then and Wonder Woman's like, "No, not doing that."
Well, at a point, the babyface gets tired of the heel cheating and takes care of it. So that's basically what happened, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and now Aries appears, and so we've got Soldiers, War, Aries. What could possibly go wrong?
Oh, a lot, I'm sure.
Well, we'll know next time.
It's like this turns into like a bigger tag team event when you think about it. I mean, because like,
Wonder Woman has like a stable too, but they're good guys, so it's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay when they interfere.
It's a smaller stable though.
That's true.
Against a much larger one. Ooh.
Well, on that note, I think we're probably done with the story, and with all the banter at the beginning, we're probably close to wrapping up this episode of Funny Book Forensics, unless you have something you want to plug or add.
I think I talked a lot about Starlight at the beginning. I don't think the one listener wants to hear about Starlight at starlight.com, the Kickstarter that's ongoing currently right now, so close to being funded that it's not even funny. And Travis is going to eat a bunch of stuff this time around, which is I find hilarious because usually I'm the one that does the food challenges, but he's going to actually step up to the plate literally and fill his face with a bunch of foods.
Well, I am scrolling through right now. Spoiler Country are on the mothership here, and of course we want to promote the mothership and Spoiler Country. Of course, if and when we're granted a special appearance by the Lord of Spoiler Country, we're going to talk about Jim Shooter. And about 21 days ago, there were 3 interviews with Jim Shooter on Spoiler Country, along with hundreds of interviews from other comic creators. So we recommend that you go check them out.
Oh my gosh.
Love the one with Jimmy Palmiotti. God, it was like a month ago already, but Jimmy Palmiotti was talking about why him and Amanda Connor are now doing a lot of Kickstarters and independent books instead of working for the big 3.
Oh, wow. That's cool. I mean, to get that insight and find out all the cool inside track information, where is that at? At Spoiler Country?
That is at Spoiler Country in the spoiler verse. So,
whoa.
And contrary to popular belief, Spoiler Country is not about spoilers necessarily. It's just like lots of conversations with really cool stuff.
And sometimes there might be a spoiler, but sometimes maybe not.
And Dan is also wondering how much maybe I need to go to the Spoilerverse more often, because all of a sudden Jupiter's Legacy just popped up. And now I'm wondering if I need to go dig through my comic book boxes to seal that up in plastic and sell it.
You might. Jupiter's Legacy is coming to
it's on the flicks already.
Yeah, it's there. Ooh, I don't know.
Maybe we should be reviewing those comics.
Yeah, Jupiter's Legacy.
It was a comic.
Yeah, it was a comic.
It was a comic. And of course, you've got other not me, have other podcasts on the network.
Oh, this is true. Nerds from the Crypt. We haven't laid down an episode this week. Hiatus
because
moment.
You were busy.
Well, I was busy, and then also David.
Wait, you were gonna lay down a podcast for them, but not for me when you were busy?
No.
I see.
Well,
I see where we rank.
Saul he is a professional podcaster who has...
I knew you were going to go for that. He's a professional. I get it.
Well, I was going to say he's a professional podcaster who has multiple podcasts, who lays down podcasts by himself often without the help of myself or David.
I could do that. It would be awesome. It'd be like when Garth was left alone on Wayne's World.
Jeez, I know, right? Hey,
guys. We're talking about things.
Hello.
Hi. Yeah. Okay. Well, you have Nerds from the Crypt, and I believe you also have Narrative Gunslingers, right?
This is true. Well, I was going to say, on Nerds from the Crypt, Saul did lay down a podcast without either David or myself and talk to a recent Kickstarter. So you should go check that out and see what's going on there, because that is an actual that campaign is going on currently right now concurrently.
Okay.
So with the episode that's been released, so you should go check it out. Another thing I was just going
to say, can I add something before you add something? In other news, in honor of our podcast today, I've just been informed by HBO Max through an email that Anaconda is now available on HBO Max. So
really?
Yeah.
Was it because we were talking about snakes and then all of a sudden Anaconda pops up in your...
I believe that I'm being listened to, yes.
That is crazy. Anaconda, a really good movie. It's got, I believe, LL Cool J in it.
What?
Anaconda.
It has LL Cool J?
Does it not have LL Cool J?
I don't know, because I've never watched Anaconda.
Oh, wait, am I getting... I
think you're missing Ice Cube.
There's the shark movie LL Cool J's in. He sings the song about the shark fin.
Okay, well, anyway, go ahead and plug your pluggable while I look this up here.
We're Nurse in the Crypt. We will be actually in the near future. We're going to have a couple of great guests on, speaking with some fine
I was right.
folks.
It is Ice Cube.
It is Ice Cube. And what's the other one? Deep something.
Okay, listen to this deep cut of actors in this movie. Okay, are you ready? Jennifer Lopez, Jon Voight, Carrie Werher, who is the one I don't know but should, Ice Cube, and Owen Wilson.
Wow.
Danny Trejo is in this film.
Oh, hey,
what the hell? Okay, anyway.
That is a lot of talent all in one movie.
It's a lot of talent. I just don't know why they didn't have any writing talent.
Hey, well, it's a lot of talent in one movie. It's something that should be watched.
I've got this idea. A giant snake is going to attack people
while you're in the jungle on a boat. Jungle boat. On Narrative Gunslingers with Travis Webb from the Kickstarter of Starlight, we're actually going to be talking to a couple folks upcoming. We have I want to say Ron Randall on deck from Trucker Comic.
Ron Randall?
Yeah,
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Guess what I just got in the mail?
What'd you just get in the mail?
I got Trekker, The Complete Journey Volume 1, in addition to the newest Trekker Kickstarter book.
Oh, nice.
It is freaking beautiful. I wish... Walking away from the microphone is not a good thing on the podcast, but I wish I could show you how beautiful this book is here. And, when I got the last Kickstarter, I decided just to kick in a couple of extra bucks and get the hardbound version of the whole Complete Journey. So,
yeah. It
is nice.
That's awesome. Ron is awesome. So I'm really looking forward to getting a chance to talk to him and all in the upcoming weeks. And then also we'll be interviewing Neil Fisher.
Outstanding.
So if you're not familiar with Neil Fisher, then you should check out the Narrative Gunslingers and see what we're going to be talking about there with both Neil Fisher and Ron Randall. We talk about stories and other stuff. So
stories on Narrative Gunslingers. You talk about stories.
I know, right?
What? Okay, that's awesome. So, well, I'm glad that so we've had a lot of chat about our lives going on with the Kickstarter. We got a nice issue in today, and we got some pluggables in at the end. And so, yeah, do check out a lot of this stuff. It's a lot of fun. So with that's it, though, probably we should wrap this thing up. If you click that keyboard one more time, I'm going to reach through the electrical wires like the atom when he goes through the electrical lines and pop out the other end and pull your hands off. Absolutely killing me.
I'm sorry.
And on that note, click, 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 click. That ends this clickable version. See what I did there?
I did.
This clickable version of Funny Book Forensics. And now Greg's going to stop recording. Stop. Dude.